Welcome back to the Nerdyverse. I'm Danny,
I'm Chang.
and here we are for a channel update.
God, that's
you,
come back.
you're gutted I did it like that. So we got a lot of news, and we thought we'd cover it off in the best way possible by doing a video about it because it's just we haven't done one of these in a while, have we?
Yeah.
Last time we did one was a long
It
time
was a
ago.
long time. We've just been so busy. There's been so many
Yeah.
series. I think we've been on like holidays each, so we're just like constantly having to catch up with stuff. So yeah, it's been a crazy hectic few weeks or months, right? So
Oh, it's been busy, very busy. Lots of stuff going on, lots of reaction going on, and in that busy time, the big news is we have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone out there that's already on board, and thanks to those that are joining shortly. So it's been a huge goal of ours. I don't think we thought we'd hit it by
we
the end
hit
of this
it
year. I
a
don't
lot
think.
quicker than
Like,
we thought. Yeah, we thought it'd take like at least a year or something, but it's probably
yeah,
been like what 6 months or something. So yeah, definitely thank you to everyone for all the support.
yeah, massive thank you,
We really
huge.
appreciate it.
Yeah, big time because like I said, we didn't really have we had like goals of what we wanted sort of thing, but it's like didn't expect to hit it this soon. So thank you to everybody that's clearly been enjoying it so far, and we've got plenty more to go. But before we talk about that, Shane, do you want to tell them about the brand new news that's coming soon on the channel slash outside the channel, I suppose?
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we had a few things planned or set up ready for basically when we hit the sort of 1,000 subscriber mark. The first thing that a few people have been asking about is the Discord server. We have created a Discord server and it's pretty much all set up and ready to go now. Um, we're gonna sort of tie it into Patreon slash YouTube membership, but we'll sort of go into that next. Um, so yeah, basically Patreon is the first thing that I was going to discuss. We've properly set it up because we've kind of had it, but it's not really been set up properly. It was
Yeah,
basically just for us to place our Jujutsu Kaisen and other sort of videos that we've had issues with copyright stuff on YouTube. So yeah, our plan for Patreon is having sort of like 4 tiers. So the first one is going to be the free tier, which is basically what we've already got in place. It's where all our Jujutsu Kaisen videos are going, and also our Frieren videos. As people might have seen, we've been having a ton of copyright issues with Studio Toho for some reason. Um, Basically, every Frieren video we've been posting, they've been manually copyright claiming the episodes like a week or two later. So by that point, we don't really have like the source footage to edit stuff, which has just made it a nightmare. So yeah, what we've decided to do with that is on YouTube, our free run videos are just not going to have any anime audio whatsoever. But then our sort of usual videos are going to go on Patreon, so it will have like normal anime audio and everything. So if people do want to watch it with the anime audio, you just have to click the link and you can watch it for free on Patreon. Um, Moving on, the first tier of Patreon is like £2 or $2, I think. So that's going to be also the same with YouTube membership. Basically, for that, you'll be able to access polls to vote what we watch, and you'll also get access to our Discord server. The second tier of Patreon and the third tier of Patreon are not ready yet. We're planning on setting those up in the future because we've still got to record stuff ready for it. But basically, the second tier is going to have everything in the first tier, and it's also going to have 4 weeks early access to select anime series reactions. I believe our plan for those are ReZero and Full Metal Alchemist, but we still need to sort of watch those and record those ready, so we've got those, up and ready on Patreon. The other thing is we're probably going to do also 1 week early access to Made in Abyss. Um, yeah, I think that is everything for the second tier of Patreon. I think that one is like £5 or $5. And then we're going to do a third tier of Patreon, which is going to be £10 or $10. And that's going to have all of the above, as well as access to full uncut reactions to select series. So, again, probably ReZero and Full Metal Alchemist. We'll also include your name in the credits of our videos, just like as a shout out and a thank you. And you will also get access to a VIP channel on our Discord server where, you can easily get our attention, and, we'll be able to talk to you guys and see your messages a lot easier. Also in the future, we sort of been toying with the idea of having sort of like polls for Patreon exclusive series. So for people on that Patreon tier, they can vote on series that they really want us to react to, and we can sort of check those out and have those exclusive to Patreon. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, 3 new tiers for Patreon. 2 of them won't be ready yet, but those will have sort of like early access to Patreon exclusive series. The 1 tier at the moment that's going to be out and available now is basically for access to Discord and to sort of do future votes on what we watch on the main YouTube channel. But yeah, I think that is everything for Patreon and YouTube memberships.
Absolutely.
I guess the other thing was, an update on our plans for our voted series for last time, which was Full Metal Alchemist, wasn't it? So we had 2 on there that we were both wanting to watch. So they came in first and second in our poll. So we decided that we're going to try and do both, because ReZero is one of my favorite anime series, and I've been wanting to show Dan that series for so long. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do that too.
We're doing both, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to end up doing both. So yeah, we're going to plan on sort of setting them up on Patreon first, as they're going to be like our first Patreon series. So we're going to try and get like 4 weeks access, 4 weeks early access on those. And then we will start releasing them on YouTube like normal as well on a weekly basis. I think the other thing that you were wondering was how we should watch Full Metal Alchemist. Do people want us to watch the original series or Brotherhood? I'm kind of assuming.
Let us know the order.
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming we're going the original series and then Brotherhood, but I guess we'll see if people want us to do Brotherhood first or something. Yeah, as Dan just said, let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comment what's the best watch order to experience Full Metal Alchemist, because, to be fair, I've wanted to watch this for a long time, because everybody keeps banging on about it being like wow, it's been up there, voted the highest for like ages on my anime list. Like, it's been there at the top of the list for quite a long time. Well, it's top 5, whatever it is now, but it's clearly good. But yeah, we need to know the best way to experience the story, because I've never ever watched Full Metal Alchemist.
I think I've watched one of them years and years and years ago when I first started watching anime, so I don't really remember anything about them. And
yeah,
I don't think I enjoyed them back then, because I didn't really understand it, because I was quite young and sort of, not sort of fully invested. But yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to jump in those series again after all this time and see if my thoughts have changed on them. But yeah, so I am pretty excited to do that.
Yeah, so go on.
I guess that sort of leads into our next section, which is our plan for winter. So do you want to sort of kick off this section?
Yeah, absolutely. So winter anime is nearly upon us. It's nearly here. So we've got a few series at the moment. I mean, there might be more that come in, but at the moment, the ones that we know that are coming out in the winter, these are the ones that we're doing so far. So obviously, Solo Leveling is one I'm super excited for, I think, because, I mean, I'm excited / worried. There is a massive hype, a humongous, like Naruto level hype around this. Like, if I think back when Naruto was like the big hype at the time, and it was like, oh my god, everybody needs to watch this. If you don't watch it, what are you doing with your life, sort of thing. Then this is getting that kind of drive behind it at the moment. I want to say, like, maybe not quite the level, but it is certainly getting a big high attention at the moment. So I'm excited and nervous about it, because it means
I'm kind of nervous because it just sort of sets a level of expectation, and I like to go into things with no expectations, but it's like everyone's been hyping this up so much. I'm just like, shit, what happens if I don't like it? But
yeah,
Who knows? Who knows? I'm going in blind, and I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm going
it'll be a
completely
good
blind.
time.
I mean, from what I've seen so far, we've both watched the trailer, and like it doesn't give a huge amount away, which is absolutely fine because you don't want to be able to have too much given to you. But
Yeah,
but like it looks good, and the animation looks nice, which is also helpful sometimes as well, especially when you're trying to get into something or get hooked. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Classroom of the Elite season 3 is finally upon us, and we're quite lucky because we didn't have to wait as long, did we? This time, like everybody else had to wait a super long time, but we obviously that was our first ever community sort of voted. You guys voted that you wanted us to do Classroom of the Elite season 1, so we did season 1 and season 2, and we actually both really enjoyed that. I think it was quite entertaining.
Definitely. It grew on us a lot throughout the series. By the end of like season 2, I think we both really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely excited for this season, and yeah, hopefully quite a lot of our subscribers were from Classroom of the Elite. Like I think those were some of our first videos, which did really well. So yeah, hopefully we'll
thank
see
you
some
so much.
familiar faces back, and yeah, we're excited for season 3.
Oh yeah, because I'm excited to see what it looks like. I mean, you look at the poster and you go, "Ooh, this looks like we've got two titans going up against each other." I do think that could be the battle of the minds. So I'm really excited to see how that season's going to play out.
Yeah, because it's Iron Koji and what was her name? Was it like Saka Yanagi or something like that?
I can't quite remember. We haven't seen much of her.
She seems like she seems like she's super smart and manipulative.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see
Absolutely.
how she sort of does things.
So the next one on our list is one that like I remember this way back when I said to Cheng,
one of our first. This was one of our first. In fact,
it was, yeah. And I remember like I'd watched episode 1 in my own time, and then I said to you, "So Cheng, we got to check this out, man. We've got to add this to the list of things to react to in the early days." And it was Mashal. So season 2 of Mashal comes out in January, and like, oh man, I the first season was so good. It was one of those things. It was always out on a Friday. It was always fun. We were like, we got MASH tonight, you know. Yeah, a full week at work, and you're like, at least we got MASH. So,
yeah, definitely.
Nice, fun comedy. Do you know what? Fair play to them, because they have turned this around really quick. Like what was that? That was the spring anime season. So it's only been 3 seasons of anime that we've gone through to get to where we are now for season 2. So actually, I think that's a pretty good turnaround so far. That is.
You say that, but have we really been through 3 whole seasons of anime on the channel? It doesn't feel like it was that long.
Actually, no. Would it be 3? Well, it depends how you look at it, but it's 2. There's 2 that sat between it, hasn't there? So there's been the fall anime. The summer and the fall anime seasons have sat in between them. So so super excited for MASH season 2 because it looks like the stakes are getting higher. And actually, could he actually struggle? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if he starts to struggle against new opponents.
It's definitely nice to have a series which is just fun and just chill. So you don't have to think about it. It's just a good time.
It is a lot of laughs.
I guess it's kind of like 100 Girlfriends for us now. It's just like a good laugh, like at the end of the week or whatever. So,
definitely. And for those that haven't already checked the last 2 out we just said, so Episode 11, you can have a look at our trailer reactions. They're on the channel somewhere. And in terms of Classroom of the Elite and Mashal, they're available for you to all watch. If you didn't realise we'd done it, well, there you go. We've done them. So go and have a look and check those out if you may have missed them. The next 2 on the list are 2 that we've been working our way through. So first one is Vinland. So Vinland Saga has been... It's been a long one so far because I think because of how many and I don't mean it's been long as in like it's not long to watch. I mean it's been long to get to because we started it way back probably I want to say early summer, but there's been so many things we've been reacting to on the channel that it kind of got pushed back a little bit, but now we're back on the track with it again now. So you should start to see 2 a week coming out now. So we'll be clearing through season 2 fairly quickly.
I mean, we're a lot quicker than starting Vinland Saga season 2 literally today, right after recording this, aren't we? So
absolutely, yeah, we're going straight in, and like we're not going to give away too much about what we thought about season 1. You can go check that video out once it lands. But wow, did not see that coming at the end of that. So that's all I'm going to say on that point. But yeah, so Vinland Saga will continue a little bit through the winter, and probably we might be finished before the end of the winter season. We'll see how we get on, but we probably will just finish it just before. But Then there's Made in Abyss. Wow, what a journey this has been so far, Made in Abyss. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
This has somehow made it, I think, to one of my favorite series that we've reacted to. Like, I feel like every episode has just been crazy, full of intrigue and excitement, and we're just always looking forward to the next episode.
It's just been absolutely mental. I mean, the movie alone, like, so we watched the movie that was called, what was it called? Deep in the, I can't remember what it was
Dawn
called.
of the Deep.
That's it. Something like that. But we watched the one that was basically, yeah, the one that sat between the two seasons, because I think we were right in saying the other two movies were more just like a recaps of what we've already watched. So we watched the one that was relevant, that we thought was going to add value to our experience. So Made in Abyss has been very good so far, and we're not actually that far away from finishing season 2. Where we're doing,
I think this is definitely going to finish like quite early in the winter season, but I thought I'd include it in the list anyway, as it's still ongoing for us.
Yeah, and then we're on the waiting list with you lot. You know, I'm sort of loads of people have been on the waiting list for season 3 whenever that's coming out, but we have no idea because there's been nothing said about that yet. So I don't know how long we're going to have to wait, unless people know something we don't. Maybe
I hope it's not too long, because I am going to be dying to find out what happens next. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be horrible.
It is. And then obviously the two series that you already know about that we're going to be doing in the winter is obviously Full Metal Alchemist and RE0, which we talked about a little bit earlier about what to expect with those. But excited for both of those, because again, they're both bangers, apparently big hitters. So very excited to see how they're going to turn out.
So those are going to be 4 weeks ahead on Patreon, but like once that's in place, then we'll start releasing them on YouTube as well. So
that's our winter lineup. I mean, it could change. It really depends on really depends on a few things, probably, in terms of if some of the things land in there. If there's something that people are going, oh my god, how have you missed this one off the list, then let us know, and maybe we'll check a trailer out and see what we think. But at the moment,
it's quite short at the moment. It's quite small at the moment, but I feel like we're probably going to find like another Frieren or something big, which we weren't expecting.
It'd be something
which surprises us and just makes it in the schedule. So yeah, if there's anything massive like that which pops up,
anything that anybody looks at that thinks, let us know what you think.
There was actually one series that I was thinking of maybe doing a solo reaction on the channel, but I'm still not 100% sure. It was something to do with like reincarnation for this like girl, like over 17 times or something. It seemed interesting, but I wasn't sure if I was just gonna watch that in my own time or react to it on the channel. I don't know how good the series is going to be, so we'll see on that.
And actually, just to note, like really quickly, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because otherwise it will take us ages to go through. For those interested solo-wise, I will be doing a few. So there'll be Chain Soldier, Delicious in Dungeon, and Kingdom Season 5. And those, if anybody's interested, go check the solo channel out and you can see those. But Kingdom's been an absolutely incredible journny so far, so I'm excited for that. But I know that that's not your bag, Jenks. That's why those have been left on the solo thing, because I know they're really not your bag. It's a bit... like I said, but you might do that solo thing, so that'd be interesting to see if you do a solo thing. I think we should all convince him to do a solo journey. Shouldn't we, afraid to do a solo?
I usually hate it because it's just, I find it awkward just talking to myself, so that's why I prefer doing them as a duo, just so I've got something to bounce
totally
on.
understand it.
But I don't know, we'll see.
But that's our winter lineup. It could change depending on what you know. If there's like 7 people that beg for the same thing, maybe, but it's looking quite nice. That's quite a nice winter schedule. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about what our top 5 has been for the fall, because we're currently in the fall. We're about 3/4 of the way through, maybe, I'd say 3/4.
I'd say that.
Yeah. So it's been a interesting fall season. Like, it really has. Watching loads of stuff in this fall season, to be fair. Like, oh Christ, the list I'm watching is ridiculous. But some have been meh, and some have been amazing. We thought we'd just stick with the top 5, didn't we? So we stick with our top 5 each, because otherwise it just gets really political about like where they're placed, and B, it's just really difficult, to be honest, to place that many. So we're going to go with the top 5 fall anime. So should we both start with our last place? Are you going top 5 or top 4?
So I couldn't come up with 5 because I feel like a lot of the ones that we've watched this season have been pretty meh and don't deserve a place on my top 5. So unfortunately, I have only got 4. So shall we start with what you put in 5th place?
Oh, should we start me with 4th? Okay,
No,
four.
fifth,
I'll do
fifth.
fifth.
You
I'll
do
do
your
5th.
fifth.
I'll do 5th and 4th then, and then
Okay.
we'll lead into your 4th. Okay, so 5th place for me has been the Apothecary Diaries. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed that. And people are probably hearing that now, going, "What? You have enjoyed the Apothecary Diaries?"
Yeah, that
Yes.
sounds pretty surprising to me because it doesn't sound like your sort of thing from what I've
No,
heard of
but
the series.
I know, but it's been so like, I don't know what it is. Just been chilled. Like I watch a lot of. I'm into a massive amount of action and adventure, fantasy, all that sort of stuff. I'm not really into the kind of slow down approach of like anime and like a nice calming story and a bit of a plot behind things. Like, I mean, I love a plot, but normally it has to be action based plot. But anyway, Apothecary Diaries though, I've enjoyed that. So it's quite nice to have something where it's chilled out. It's about solving mysteries with medicine, etc. And learning a bit more about. It's been really educational actually, learning a bit about how medicines work and how they figured out things those days, and trying to figure out who the crook is behind things as well, like who's trying to poison who. So that's been quite
Right. So it's kind of like a
interesting.
mystery sort of series then.
Yeah, a mystery series, but with like medicine and stuff like that. And it's a bit interesting to learn about Chinese history as well, and a bit like how royalty worked a bit. Yeah,
How
which is a bit
highly would
shocking.
you recommend it? Because you've recommended a few to me, and some have been hits, and some have been.
I would say this is down your street. I actually would. No, genuinely. Like
I might check it out in my free time because I am watching a few in my free time.
I think you'd enjoy. The main character is very refreshing. She's really an interesting main character, and I think the relationship she builds with a few other people, I think, is very fascinating. It's really good. I'm not going to say any more because otherwise it was ruining for people. But now, 4th place for me is The Kingdoms of Ruin. I have loved this so far because it's just been revenge story. Let's go and take people out and stuff like that. And I don't want to say too much in case it like literally just like spoils for people that haven't watched it. If anybody likes a revenge story, this is the one. It has the biggest amount of revenge you could possibly think of. Like, but they do revenge well. They don't do what most other people do in anime and stuff like that, where they go, I'm going to get my revenge. For example, Rising the Shield Hero is the prime one that sticks out to me. It's really frustrating me at the moment that like people don't get their comeuppance. Villains do not get dealt with, right? But in Kingdoms of Ruin, trust me, the villains get dealt with big time. Like, really do get dealt with.
Yeah, I find that interesting though because this was another one you recommended to me, and I checked.
I know
out,
you haven't enjoyed it as much.
I did not enjoy this. I thought the first episode was really good and had a lot of potential, but the more I watched, the more boring I'm kind of finding it. I feel like there's not that much character sort of development. It's just it feels to me, I've watched a lot of anime similar to this, and it just feels like your usual edgy sort of anime. The character I feel has zero personality, zero chemistry with any of the other characters, and like as you said, it's a revenge story. All he cares about is revenge, and it's just got to the point where like the character's not likable. And I feel like none of the characters are likable, and for me, I think that's really important because
I will say though, the episode that literally came out Friday this week or last week, and when this comes out,
I watched that and I didn't think that did much more to me. I
don't know. I feel like it's a turning point. That's what I'll say. There's a turning point happening. And
I don't think so. I looked at the sort of my anime list reviews for it, and a lot of people seem to be saying similar things to what I was feeling while watching it. So I don't know, but I did see a few people mention that it does get a lot better later. So who knows?
I think it's one to stick it out.
But I'll probably check it out until it finishes at least.
That's my 5th and 4th. What about your 4th then? What's 4th for you?
So my 4th one is one that I've been sort of watching in my own time, which is Our Dating Story. I think it's like The Inexperienced You and The Experienced Me, or it might be the other way around. from the plot, it sounded kind of weird, and it was going to be like super ecchi and stuff like that. But it's actually surprisingly like really wholesome and nice, and it's like quite a healthy relationship. So it's a nice romance anime. I think it's been quite good. Definitely not your sort of thing, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's just like a sort of nice, chill anime to watch. But
yeah, definitely not my thing.
Right, shall we move to our number threes?
Yes, number 3. Do you want to stay with number 3 and then I'll go?
Sure. So my number 3 is the 100 Girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Did I get it? I think so. Yeah, like this surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be so funny. Like, I usually hate harem animes because it always does this. It always pits the girls against each other usually, and you usually have like the one girl you're supporting, and then just like everyone's just trying to win them over and like one up each other, and it's just really frustrating to watch. And eventually, just one girl's wins, and it's usually not the one you like, and it's just it's overall a shit show. They're usually just really toxic, and I find like horrible to watch. But this has been a complete different like to what I was expecting. Like,
yeah.
It's so funny. All the girls are kind of like super wholesome and nice and supportive to each other. And yeah, I think it's basically just hitting like all of the harem, all the romance, all the anime, all the school, like all the tropes, like basically. And they're just basically parodying like all of the animes. So I think it's really good because it doesn't take itself seriously. And it's just like overall a really fun and wholesome time. So
it is good. I have enjoyed that as well. It didn't make my top 5, but I have enjoyed it. To be fair, it's been good.
Yeah, it gave me the same sort of vibes that Mashal did when we watched it. So, you watch it, you're not expecting much. It's just fun.
Yeah, totally.
What about you then?
Right.
What's your number 3?
Third, like I don't know if this is cheating. It probably is a little bit because it technically didn't start in the fall. It came out in the summer, but it's been carrying on. And so, I wonder which one this could be. It's Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Oh, mate, honestly, it's just I know people are going, oh god, Jujutsu Kaisen, of course that was going to be in your top 5. I know. Look, it was obviously going to be in one of our top 5s, wasn't it, Jujutsu Kaisen? But like, it's just I've thoroughly enjoyed just like it being insane. Like, yes, I know people can get confused with some of the things that are going on. Even I'm confused about how the power levels work a little bit, but like, it's just cool to watch, man. Mappa do a fantastic job of animating it as well, and the story's just been really interesting to see like these different power levels on display, and obviously seeing Yuji's other version of himself, should we say, the person that lives inside, Sukuna, kicking ass. Like, and that last episode, for anybody that is up to date, I'm not going to say what happens, but like, whoa, that was dark. The way that that played out, that was wow.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
That was insane. Like when you watch it back as well, and you go, whoa, that was a deep moment. But
see, I feel like with Jujutsu Kaisen, I have that issue which I mentioned earlier for Kingdom of Ruin, where I don't really care about many of the characters. Like, I feel like that's the one problem I've had with Jujutsu. I've never felt attached to any of the characters. I think like the one character that everyone likes is what's his name? My mind's gone blank.
Who are you on about? Sorry,
the silver hair guy. My mind's gone absolutely blank right now.
Oh, you're about Gojo?
Yeah, Gojo. How did I forget Gojo? I feel like Gojo is like the only character like who's got personality and everyone likes. Like, I feel like all the other characters are pretty bland and forgettable. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's what I struggle with the most on Jujutsu. But I think the fights and the action is just really entertaining to watch. It's just a shame that all the Mappa shit going on with how badly they're treating us.
I know, that's the bit that annoys me a little bit. It's like, obviously the inner workings in there at the moment ain't nice, man.
Yeah,
it ain't sounding
hopefully
good.
it improves because they fucking deserve it. Like,
they do, mate. And I am concerned that like they're getting treated awfully, which means at some point as well, for the fans the other side of it, you're going to start seeing probably poor content. At some point it's going to drop. I don't know when, but like it might.
Well, people have said that the animation has already got pretty shit, but I don't know.
I think that was unfair though. I think it's unfair that people are saying that the the last episode wasn't that great. I thought it was perfectly fine for me, but I enjoyed it. I thought it looked great. But
I feel like I'm not one that like gets super serious about animation quality and stuff, so I can't tell if it's awful. I think I thought it looked alright. Like,
yeah,
I don't know when everyone all of a sudden became like an animation specialist.
I know, yeah.
Like,
I know.
like, it looked okay to me. But
so second places then. I've got my second place here. So my second place is Ragnar Crimson.
I've not heard anything about this.
So Ragnar Crimson, mate, is just so good, like so fascinating because you genuinely, because they're building the world at the moment, so you don't really know the size of it at the moment. You don't really know about. So interestingly, it's called Ragnar Crimson, and that's actually they're the two characters' names that are the main focuses. One's called Ragnar, the other one's called Crimson, and it's called Ragnar Crimson. So, and it, in essence, basically, humanity's getting killed by dragons, right? The dragons are looking to kill all of humanity, but they're not dragons how you think they're dragons. Like they're people that turn into dragons. Like, anyway, yeah. So, but I'm not going to go into too much of that. But it's so good because it is one of those like. It has got that OP feel in it. There is an OP element in terms of some of the characters are overpowered, but the overpowered part of the character has weakness to not allow them to be completely overpowered. So they do have a weakness that stops them from being just total destruction. They can't because of, I don't want to ruin it, but like the way that it plays out, like you'll see that it's not One Punch Man, for example. It's not like, oh yeah, there's one guy that literally just kills everybody, so it's pointless. It's which I'm not shitting on One Punch Man because I absolutely love One Punch Man, but because I think they do it differently. It's not one of those, oh great, they're OP, so this is going to be boring. There's definitely high stakes.
Sure.
It's the way I'd like to put it is, it's in this story for the first time. I feel like the villains have got the power of friendship, but the heroes are going to have to do. So the hero's going to have to do questionable things to be able to win. So I think the heroes are going to have to make sacrificial decisions to win, but the villains have got the power of friendship, which is weird because normally the heroes have the power of friendship and the villains make the questionable decisions. So it's interesting the way that's going to play out. It's a very good one so far. I'm enjoying it. It's really good.
Okay. Surprised that's rated so highly. I've not heard too much about that series.
No, I know. I feel like it's one that's like under the radar. Everybody's like, so a lot of people are watching it over on the like a load of people. I'm getting quite an amount of people that are watching it over on the channel would be on the solo, but like, it's not really widely talked about. I don't know why. Anyway, it's weird. I think there's a few like that this season though that aren't talked.
Seems like it. Yeah.
So what's your number 2?
My number 2 would be Frieren. I've been pleasantly surprised by the series. It was one that was sort of under the radar for us initially. Like, we didn't even know about the series until I think the season started, and then we were kind of like, oh shit, everyone's talking about this. We should probably check it out. And yeah, I was surprised. It's just so different to like all the fantasy anime that I've watched in the past. I find it really interesting and fascinating how they sort of frame like life and time. Like seeing it from her perspective as an elf who's like lived like 1,000 or plus years, and just like how, you know, time is constantly flowing. I think one thing I really love about it, and I think one of my favorite things in anime, is just seeing a character's entire life. I hate like romance anime where they like, oh, they finally start dating, they kiss, the anime ends. I'm always interested in like what happens after. So that's why like some of my favorite animes, you like sort of see the entire lives of these characters and all that. So this is definitely like something that I'm really fascinated with. Just seeing Frieren and her perspective of time and just like, you know, humanity and everything. Like I find it so fascinating to watch. But yeah, not too much more to say about that.
I've enjoyed Frieren so far. It's been alright. I think it took me a while to get into it. I was probably quite quiet on the first few episodes because like it was quite slow, but now it's starting to speed up a little bit now, actually, to be fair. So
see, that's what I'm worried about for you on Frieren though. It's not that sort of anime. I feel like it's going to be very slow. because I feel like the action, instead of like things building to the action, it's more like the action is there to emphasize like, you know, the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Right, what's your number one then?
Well, I think we both put the same thing for our number one. So
We know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so good.
Shangri-La
So good.
Frontier.
Yes.
This was
Number
one of your recommendations, which was actually a really good one. With your recommendations, usually they're 50-50. I'll either hate them or love them. Like, it's very hit and miss. And this was definitely a hit, so yeah, definitely a good job recommending this one.
This one, mate, is just so good. Honestly, like, if you're a gamer and you're watching this right now, go and watch Shangri-La Frontier and you will not be disappointed. If you're a gamer, you will get the
I don't think
jokes.
you even need to be a gamer, really. Like, it makes a few references, but I don't think that's the sort of thing. I think the one thing I think is really good about Shangri-La Frontier is it gives me that feeling of when an episode ends, I'm actually like really like annoyed that it's ended because I really want to find out what happens next, and I'm actually really excited to watch the next episode. I feel like recently a lot of the anime we're watching, I'm kind of like, it's finally over, and I'm just like, I don't really care. Or like, it's like, oh, that's the end. I guess we'll wait until next week.
Yeah.
This one's like, fuck, it's ended. I need to know what happened. So yeah, I think that's done a really good job every episode. I think every episode has been strong from like episode 1. So
every episode, mate, has been a banger on Shangri-La Frontier. I think it's just
yeah, definitely.
It's just the main character's relatable, funny. Like he's entertaining to sort of get stuck into, and I love the gaming memes that he chucks out. By the way, it's just hilarious. Some of the things where he's just like, "Yep, had that before." It's just like, for God's sake. But
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying like obviously there's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it, and that's what I like about it. I feel like the plot's so strong in this anime as well. Like you can see, you know what the ultimate goal is. We know what the ultimate goal is, but there's so many other subplots that are in there as well, other little side stories that you want to see him get done as well. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it's great for me. It's just so good. It is so good. I don't want to. I'm trying to skate around.
Yeah, I know.
Like
there's
so
one plot point that I want to get resolved that I'm hoping they resolve soon, and it's just not one that drags on for the entire season.
I hope they don't drag that. They better not drag that.
It's the identity of him to a certain character, or a certain character's identity to him. I'm hoping that he finds out who it is. Like, because that's the one sort of interaction I really want to see now. And I feel like if they drag that on, it's just going to frustrate me a bit. But apart from that, I think it's been all good. So, yeah. So, I think that is our top 5s for this season.
It is. And I'd be very interested to hear what your top 5s are for this season, or if it's just a top 3, whatever it is. Which ones have you enjoy the most? Because actually, I'd be very interested to see if people have got like things that we haven't even noticed that even came out, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot that's come out. So it'd be very interesting to see what you've all said is your sort of top 5, top 3, whatever it is. But also, let us know what your things are. What are you watching in the winter anime season as well? They're the 2 things. So what are your top 5 or best things from the fall, and what are your key things that you're going to be watching in the winter season? Because it'd be fascinating to see what everybody else is kind of checking out, what's on their lists. But I don't think there's a huge amount left from us, really. That was just a quick update to let you know about. I say it's quick, it's like we've literally been here for ages now, but it's been an update around like all the things that are going on the channel. I just want to reiterate the one point of really appreciate everybody's support and everybody getting stuck in. All the comments that we get are great. It's great to see that people are actually engaging with it, and we're responding as quickly as we can, like, because there's quite a few of them coming through now. So get in here as well, get your comments in. Anything you want to ask us or anything like that, or anything you want to know, just ask us, and we'll answer as soon as we see it. But thanks again, really, from me. Anything left from you, Joe?
Yeah, again, thank you so much to everyone for all the support. We never thought that we'd actually hit 1,000 subscribers so quickly, and we've hit that massive goal of ours. So again, thank you everyone for the support.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Well, I guess we'll see you on a reaction soon, whenever that is. So whichever one it is that you're checking out, we will see you for that.
Cool. All right. Well, cheers, guys. Bye.